To be part of a professional choir in the middle school years is something that cannot be replicated probably anywhere else in the world. What we're asking these boys is to become masters of their craft. We are teaching them a level of mastery and a level of achievement that is unparalleled. In doing so, these boys are at the same time gaining some very important skills, very important elements in their growth. So being a member of this choir helps them immensely in becoming the great young men that we want to become. This is in essence the mission of the school. By asking the boys to be part of a professional choir, we are in essence providing them with something that they cannot do anywhere else in the world. We are asking these young boys to be masters of a craft. And in the process of achieving this mastery, we are providing these boys with very essential and very important skills, life skills, not just musical. So the mission of the American Boychoir School is in essence that, to provide these boys with a great education through their participation in a professional choir. The way we take these talented boys and make them into members of a professional choir is through lots of practice, lots of repetition, and sort of instilling a discipline of work that might not be innate at this age. All that said, these are very committed boys. The boys want to work hard. The boys love the music, they have a passion for singing, and they want to do it. So it's very simple to provide them with the tools, the work ethic tools that is going to take them from being just talented boys into an amazing professional. As far as the Mozart effect, there's been a lot of studies that show that indeed, when very young, at a very early age, children are exposed to classical music, it does have an effect in the way they perform maybe in mathematics or science. And there's a direct correlation that has been put in studies. My personal experience is very much of the same, except that I see it sort of in every rehearsal. There is the myth that children of this age, and boys, especially boys of this age, cannot focus for a long period of time. And I think it's a myth, because all you have to do is look at a boy playing video games. A boy is enthralled for hours at a time playing a video game. This boy is focused. So if you give the boy the right things to focus on, this boy is going to be able to focus. That's what we do in the rehearsal. We have rehearsals sometimes that are 2 hours long. We give them enough breaks. But during these 2 hours, the boys have to be very much focused and concentrated during extended periods of time, because they have this passion for music, because they love singing, and because we provide elements in the rehearsal that gives them this ability to focus. They are able to achieve it. I see their participation in the choir as beneficial not only to their intellectual growth, but to their social growth. That, to me, is the Mozart effect. Very often, and I am asked if I'm crazy for getting on a bus with 30 boys for sometimes 4 weeks at a time. And I have to say, touring is one of the most joyful parts of my job. I see what these boys do on tour and what touring does for these boys. Everyone in the choir has a job. Aside from singing in concerts, there's a job that every boy has to do. Some of them have to take care of the risers, take them from the bus and set them up. Some boys have to set up the dressing room. Some boys have to prepare the CD display and then sell the CDs. So every boy has a job aside from singing, and they know that that job is essential for the success of the tour. To be given that responsibility and to know that, yes, I'm a part of a team and my part of this team matters is a wonderful lesson. At the same time, these boys are getting to know the country in ways that not many people get to, not even I, because after a concert I go to a hotel. But these boys go to local families. and they get to talk to them. They really get to know how Utah is because they talk to the people in Utah, and they really get to know how Alabama is because they get to talk to Alabama families. And so to see that effect in the boys, to see them touring with joy and embracing not only the responsibilities but also all these other things that are happening for them on tour, it's a wonderful experience. So I would have to say no, I'm not crazy for going on tour with them. I think the greatest joy in working here and in teaching at the American Boychoir School are the boys themselves. They come to us as young little boys. They come.
I have to pause. I think you said the greatest joy are.
Yes, and the greatest joy is.
It's right. Okay. Sorry.
Even though it's the boys are plural, but I'm talking about the joy, which is singular.
Yeah.
Got it. Thank you. Thank you for that.
Okay. Still wrong.
I think the greatest joy in teaching at the American Boychoir School is the boys. I see these boys coming to us as young little boys, and in a very crucial time of their lives. These are the middle school years. These are the teenage years where they go from little boys into young men. And I see them grow in front of my eyes every day in rehearsal, not just physically, which they do. They grow inches in 2 days, but also to grow personally. Their personalities are forming, their social skills are forming, and in their participation of the choir, in their becoming a professional choir, they are also becoming great citizens. So to work with these boys who are talented, sophisticated, funny, and at the same time they are boys, so they keep you on your toes. That is by far the greatest joy in teaching at the American Boychoir School.
The primary reason why I enrolled my son in American Boychoir School is when we did the experience, he did the week camp experience, and he had such a great experience, and the people here were so friendly, and I see so many changes in my son since he's been here this past year. And his vocabulary, first of all, has grown tremendously. And his sense of responsibility, he cleans his room, he focuses, he loves to cook now. He knows more information about food than I do because the chef is fantastic and they talk about what they eat. He eats so much more than he ate before he came to the school. He gets excited, and we had salmon at a and broccoli, and he makes me go to the store and buy all these healthy foods. So, I mean, it's just he's grown so much, and he even at our dinner table makes us put our napkins on our laps, and he assigns people to do napkin check. Make sure your napkin is there. Don't start eating until everyone's seated, and it was just fantastic, and he holds the door open. And one time I went to pick up a bag that was heavy, and my 11-year-old grabbed it from me and said, I'll get it, it's too heavy. So those are the kinds of things. He's just matured so much. So those are the kinds of things that I see. My son, on his first tour, was quite afraid. He was very anxious. I was very anxious, and I thought I would be following the bus and not telling anyone. So I was really nervous for him and his anxiety. However, as I got to know the staff of this school, I realized they were treating my son like they were their own child. And so they just put all the right people with him and all the right, like even sitting on the bus before they left, they put certain people with him to calm him down. And his first night that he called me, he was way happier than he was at home even. He was so excited, and he couldn't say enough about the family that he was staying with, and they have this, and they have the ping pong table, and they play this, and He made lots of friends. Now he knows how to write thank you cards because they wrote thank you cards there. They bring the teachers along. The school goes with them. And every single picture that I see of my son on Facebook on this tour, he's like front and center and like the happiest kid there. And so I was so pleased and I was so happy and excited, and every call was positive, and it was fantastic. He loved it. I'm very excited about the new move from this campus to the new campus. First of all, they'll be sharing with 2 other schools, and it's a beautiful campus. It's large. They are planning on starting sports activities. I just found out today they're going to start baseball in the spring, which is fantastic. And the chapel is beautiful, and I feel like everyone now will come to American Boychoir as opposed to American Boychoir going out to the other venues. So I think it's really going to draw people, and it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. I feel like I'm on Princeton campus, so it's exciting. And so he's really excited too. Socially, my son has learned so much. First of all, I love that he puts his hand out and makes eye contact, because I've always tried at home and they never listen to me, my kids. So I love that he makes the eye contact and approaches people and hello, and his voice has gotten louder, and his stance is different. He's prouder, he walks taller. Please and thank you constantly. Opens the door if he's in a store. He opens the door for someone else. And then on the way out, he opens it again for someone else. And so without prompting from me. And those are the kinds of things that he's just a different kid. It's like he's grown up overnight, but in an elegant way. So, and he sings a lot more at home too.